viewers, it's Huples Cat.
Hello.
Kitty, what can you tell me about having COVID-19?
Well, when I first started feeling ill, I just thought I was getting a cold or a flu. But a few days into it, just the fatigue, I was really, really tired. It didn't present like when I usually get a cold, just felt different. So we decided, since we had tests at home, to test, and sure enough, it was positive.
These are the actual tests that we used. So Kitty, when did we get COVID-19?
The day after we came home from our Toronto trip.
We had symptoms.
We had symptoms.
So we got it in Toronto.
So we got it in Toronto.
So the dog got ticks and we got COVID-19.
Yes.
Thank you, Toronto.
Yes. Yes. Ticks and COVID.
On the Sunday, we didn't feel well.
Me more than you. I
Right.
had chills. Really, I didn't have a specific symptom other than I felt tired and achy and cold.
So when did we finally test?
I think we tested till Wednesday, did we?
Right.
Yeah.
So till Wednesday we were in denial.
Well, I thought we had something. I had suggested it to you offhand, but you didn't take me seriously till Wednesday.
And how did you feel about having COVID-19?
Well, actually, kind of, once I digested it, it's always a bit startling, right? Once I digested it, I felt better knowing, so that I could understand why I was so tired. Because I'm the type of person, if I'm sick, I think tomorrow, I will be all better tomorrow. I will do. So it gave me the reason why I'm going to be tired for a little longer than I thought.
Right.
Let me relax to say I'll just follow my symptoms.
So we treated it in two phases. Phase 1 was treating it, and phase 2 was treating it knowing it was COVID. So they were slightly different, so I'm just going to quickly go through that. I got a whole bunch of this stuff in 2020 when I knew it was going to run out because of the pandemic, and Kitty likes this stuff and she used it quite a lot, but as you can see, not a huge amount. I can't use this because I have blood pressure issues, so I dug out this one, and again I haven't used a huge amount, but both of these were good for our coughs, and the cough was fairly strong and very, very irritating. It's still here to some degree. Kitty also used this, generic, as good as brand name, and it helped for a lot. Again, I didn't use it because of blood pressure issues. I just used Tylenol, regular Tylenol. We don't typically use Kleenex, do we, Kitty?
Not much, no.
No. So I found these hidden in the cupboard and we use these. So I would have Kleenex on hand, maybe get some nicer ones than these, but we have enough, I think, for the next bout of infection. Okay, so when we knew it was COVID-19, we added in NAC, which had been taking on and off anyway, but we started taking 1.2 grams of this a day.
Actually, though I was taking it in Toronto, just the one tablet.
Right.
Just because I knew we'd be exposed to more things.
So we did take this in Toronto, but we didn't take the maximum dose. We didn't take it every day. We took it most days, usually 1 milligram, because we knew we might be infected in Toronto, though we didn't know the incidence was as high as it was. I also added in 1 aspirin a day for both of us. This is sort of controversial. There is a vascular component to COVID-19 and this helps thin the blood. So I added it in. Whether it helped or hindered, no idea, but I added it in. So I dug out the O2 Sat Pro, and after a bit of difficulty we've got a Sat on Kitty and it was 99%. And I did mine and mine was 99%, and we did that for 3 or 4 days. I found it very reassuring that we had high saturation. So one of the things with COVID-19 is your Sats will go very, very low and you don't feel short of breath. I think we both actually felt short of breath, but our Sats were fine. Kitty's is 99 and her heart rate is 54 because she's healthy. So it's been almost 2 weeks, Kitty. How's your exercise program going?
Well, I would have said okay, but yesterday I started feeling tired again, so I haven't been running. I've just been walking, doing a bit of yoga and weights, but I'm not quite as perky as usual. So
I took us on a forest walk early on, and that was, I think, a week into it, right? Mm-hmm. And it was the 25 minutes of the forest loop was really tiring. Yeah. But it was kind of important. I felt that we'd do something, as we knew we were starting to recover. Since then, we've both been able to walk for about an hour a day without too much difficulty at all. Though, as you probably can hear, almost 2 weeks into it, we've still got respiratory issues. Now, what about our symptoms? Kitty's symptoms were similar but different from mine. So let's find out what Kitty had and when she had it with COVID-19. What were your symptoms?
Well, the first couple of days it was aches and just fatigue. I felt very, very tired, which has persisted actually. The fatigue seems, if anything, is a highlight symptom. It's the fatigue. But then I got congested, I started getting a bit of a cough, and I had a very, very, very sore throat for 2 days. I felt like a strep throat. It felt really raw. And eventually my ears were aching too, quite acutely for a day or so. And then as that gradually resolved, I just had a bit of a chesty cough, a bit of nasal congestion, and slowly improving energy levels.
Mine was similar, but quite different. What I actually got on the worst day of this, the day after, I was tended to be a 1 day behind Kitty. What I got on the worst day for me, which was the day after her bad sore throat, was actually the double vision, and it was quite bad. My glasses weren't working at all. Everything was blurry for about 8 hours, and I wasn't really that thrilled about that. I've also had much more of a productive chest infection, bringing up green phlegm, than Kitty had. Almost to the point where I was going to start taking antibiotics, but I didn't have to, and I still haven't. Again, viral infections, antibiotics will do nothing for them, but if you get bacterial infection underneath them, it's actually important to start antibiotics, but I don't believe that's what happened with me. So I have quite an extensive medical supply kit. I didn't have any of this, and I needed to get some, and I got some. It wasn't really that important for me, though I would have liked to have some of this, but I think for Kitty, for a really painful sore throat, something like this would have been a useful addition, so that's why I've got it now.
I did find gargling with salt water was very helpful.
How did you make your gargle?
Just like a teaspoon of salt and hot water, hot as you can.
Teaspoon of water and a bit of lemon as well.
No,
No honey?
No, salt water.
Okay, salt
Gargling. Water. It's actually very soothing though.
Horrible.
Every couple hours. When it was really bad, it was helpful.
So for Kitty's ear pain, which is quite severe, I had a little bit of congestion, but nothing bad. We just treated her with Advil. And after about a day it went away mostly.
It did.
Yeah.
But it was quite acute.
So since then, I actually got this. So it's actually ear drops to relieve the inflammation of the ear. Not sure if it's great, but having something like this is better than nothing. It is somewhat pricey. I also got some pink eye stuff as well, because we don't actually have anything to treat pink eye except going to the doctor. Now Kitty really suffered about 3 days with severe sinus congestion. I never really got it. And one of the things she wanted me to give her, which I didn't have because I don't store it, is a product called Otrivin.
Yes!
Now I don't stock it because it doesn't work, and it's also addictive, but seeing as the suffering that Kitty went through, I actually have now got these and added them to our supply kit. So this is there for Kitty if she has another cold or infection or a flu and has severe pain, congestion in the nasal cavity. She can at least use this for a day or two, and I'll monitor it so she doesn't become addicted to it.
I can monitor it myself.
Yes.
I've used it many times with congested colds. I just don't like it when I can't breathe through my nose at all at night.
That's what your mouth's for. However, I also restocked this because all of our supply stock is like 4 years out of date at this point. So I actually got some more of this. The day stuff is good and the night stuff is good. Like I say, because of my blood pressure medication, I can't take this, but it's here for Kitty if Kitty needs it. So that was our 2-week journey to this point, and we're not completely over it, as I'm sure you can hear, but we're working on it. We're now looking forward in a week or so to going to Gatineau for our month in June there, so we avoid the majority of the bugs. So you probably noticed we are scratching, we do have mosquitoes. And other than that, we're doing well. C19 did not kill us. Like I say, we never had COVID-19. We might have had it in December, January, February of 2020, right before it was famous and people knew about it. Got that maybe from work. We had symptoms for about 6 to 8 weeks of an ongoing odd cold. But who knows? What I do know is we now have had COVID-19. We are no longer COVID-19 virgins.
We're not.
Woo!
Guess we have some immunity before we go to Gatineau.
Yeah, and of course the next thing will be avian flu, probably. So all of these preparations are for general infections, general viral and bacterial infections of the chest. Both need to be treated very differently. A little bit of knowledge is a good thing. Being able to relieve the symptoms is actually a really important thing when it's bad.
Well, these are comfort measures. Nothing there is a cure.
True.
But they really do make you get through it better. I personally like anything that makes me sleep through it. Sleep, just want to sleep through this, wake up fine. I have no tolerance.
And we do have a large quantity of expired Tamiflu for bird flu. Hopefully we won't have to take that. Alright, well, thanks for watching. If you've had C19, let us know. If you've never had C19, let us know, because I was kind of proud of it, because pretty much everybody we know has had it, and now we have as well. Doodles!
Ciao.
This has been a 2024 Atrophied Terrier production. We don't typically use Kleenex, in fact we never really buy it. These are left over from her dad, I believe. Anyways, I found 3 boxes that we hadn't got and we've used